Well, hi guys, welcome back. This is the last part of your Beat Chronic Fatigue Recovery Kickstart course, and today's part I talk about pacing and how to best use it for successful progress towards recovery. Throughout the parts of this course over the last 3 to 4 weeks, I've spoken about the many aspects of my life that I was able to influence and change for the better in order to beat chronic fatigue and remain recovered now for over 10 years. Knowing all these things is one thing, but I know that to do them and continuing to do them can be quite challenging, even difficult at times. But know this, that's okay. It's all about pacing yourself in an active and deliberate way. Recovery from chronic fatigue is a gradual process as your body heals and repairs, and you've heard me say that before. You will have good days and bad days, but you probably already know that. It's important that on the good days you don't do too much, but on the bad days it's also important that you don't not do anything either. It's about smoothing out the highs and lows of your life and symptoms so that the end result is a nice even life and energy and symptom line. Remember back to part 3 of this course with the tug of war example between your team and the giant representing your fatigue. The goal is to build up your health team. These are the relaxation, diet, exercise, sleep and all other members so that they are strong enough to give you health and to beat the fatigue. But you may not be able to build them all up at once. It may be too tiring to try and work on all aspects of your health at once, and it can send you backwards if you try. So that's fine. Work on one member at a time. Pick one thing to focus on and improve it first. Use the strategies you've learned from this Recovery Kickstart course to make a plan for that one thing, and then follow that plan and get into a rhythm. Doing it this way will let you harness your focus and energy in a concentrated way to lay a foundation for your best health ever. And if you need to take a break and have a rest, that's fine, do it. You don't have to get it right off the bat. It's okay to go back a step temporarily and slow it down. And if it gets too much and you can't manage, then stop. That's fine too. Just like a mountain climber has to take rest at the top of each small peak, you will need to stop every so often to allow your body to consolidate all the health improvement that it's made. There's nothing wrong with that. Just don't stop for too long and don't give up. You can recover and you are worth it. One of the secrets to my pacing success was to create rules. Rules that I would absolutely stick to. Here's an example. I worked out that 26 minutes lying on my back was the perfect amount of time for me to have a nap when I was really exhausted during the day. This amount was just right to give me a spark of energy and clarity of mind to keep going on that particular day. Less didn't really help at all, but more would make me feel groggy for a couple of hours after, and then I couldn't get to sleep at night and would have a very restless night when I finally did fall asleep. But the problem was that whenever I napped, after the 26-minute alarm rang, often I would just lie there thinking about how good another 10 or 15 minutes would feel because I was so tired. And if I did keep napping, this would have been a short-term gain, but resulted in longer-term pain that night. It made the highs and lows of my life much worse. So I made a promise to myself that I'd only nap for 26 minutes and then get up. No matter how I felt, I would get up and keep on with my day. If I needed another nap a couple of hours later, that was fine, but it was always 26 minutes and always on my back. Interestingly enough, I remember reading a study when I was at university in which NASA looked at what the best power nap times were for astronauts. They discovered that 24 minutes was the most optimal to give maximal alertness with minimal lasting fatigue. So there you go. This is what I mean by rules. Create them for those parts of your recovery that you've learnt in this course and that you've identified as the most beneficial and important for you now. By doing this, you are mastering control over your health, smoothing out the highs and lows of your symptoms and being smart about pacing and recovery. Once you've got into a rhythm in that one area, then focus on the next area, pick something else and repeat the process above. And then again for the third time, and so on and so on. Doing it this way results in exponential or compound growth. One action builds on the action before and so on. Simply put, it's how you make 1 plus 2 equal 5 and 5 plus 6 equal 33. You can't go from the start, which is where you are with all your health, to the finish, which is where you want to be in one giant leap. There is no magic pill. You need to take a series of small steps one at a time in order to rebuild your health. These steps include all the things we've spoken about and putting them in place to build a solid foundation of health and recovery. And each step you take makes the next step bigger and more powerful, even if at first it doesn't feel that way. And then eventually you've built up your health team so that you beat chronic fatigue, if you remember this slide here. So, as for the previous part, here is your action steps towards recovery. Choose your first area of focus for your health and start taking the steps needed to recover. Maybe your focus is to review this course to understand it better, or get clarity on something specific. You can do this by doing further research or emailing me. Feel free to do that, I'm here to help. Or maybe you know that you need to deal with a bunch of stresses, or that you need to tackle your diet, the bits to get rid of first before the bits to add. Whatever it is for you, my hope is that you can find one step to take first and that you're working on taking it. Because I truly believe that you can recover. Your body, in its natural state, is designed to be healthy and it has everything it needs to make that happen. So, it's now time for you to add in the missing ingredients, to unlock that potential, and to go and finally beat chronic fatigue for good. I wish you luck, and here's to your health. Bye bye.